this is 3-2 note, or 3-1 notes. I was going to do 3-2, but 3-1 notes. This is corresponding parts in congruent figures. This is the path from one part to another. So these parts I'm talking about are angles and segments. Now, congruent figures, this is two figures. They could be triangles, polygons, two figures matched up, matched by congruent parts. So correspond parts in congruent figures is what you want to do. Now, what I mean by that is you have to be able to understand that when you have a triangle. So, for example, triangle ABC. This is segment AB right here, indicated by these two letters, AB. This is segment BC right here, indicated by these two letters. This is segment AC, indicated by these two letters. So this is triangle ABC. Now, over here, I'm going to draw another triangle, and I'm going to call it DEF. Now, triangle ABC and triangle DEF are two triangles, but they are congruent if their parts match up that are equal. So if I look at A, point A, that has to match up with D. So that means that angle A and angle D correspond. Now, if they're equal, that's good. That doesn't mean that the triangles are equal, but if angle A is equal to angle D, then they might be congruent. Now, look at B and E. You see here? This is B and this is E. So you have to remember that you can match up the parts. So the third angle is angle C and angle F. Now, the three angles then would be angle A, angle D, angle B, and angle E. They match up. Angle C matches up with angle F. So I hope you see how they are mapped. Okay, A goes to D, B goes to E, C goes to F, by the way that the letters are in order. Now, congruent triangles. Congruent triangles would mean that these two angles are congruent, these two angles are congruent, and these two angles are congruent. So the parts of the triangles match up. Now, there's also three sides that match up. Okay? So there are three sides that match up. And those three sides are this, the three pairs, okay? One of them is AB. Now you can see it up here, it's AB. That side matches up with DF. It's going to be congruent to, or not DF, DE. The next two sides would be AC. Okay, so AAC matches up with DF. And then the third side would be BC, matching up, corresponding to EF. Okay, so all those six corresponding parts have to be matched up when the triangles are congruent. All right? Now, what you have to keep in mind is this idea of reflexive property. Now, the reflexive property means that angles and segments are congruent to themselves. Now, a classic diagram, something that you might see all the time, is a diagram that looks like this. Now, there are two triangles in this diagram. There's this one, and then there's this one. The first triangle I'm going to call triangle ABC. And then the second triangle I'm going to call triangle DBC. What you should notice is that BC and BC are part of both triangles. So BC is the reflective side. BC is the reflective or the reflexive side. Now, say you're given triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DBC. So ABC congruent to DBC. Now, so all pairs of corresponding parts are congruent. Now, there are 6 pairs. We have 3 angles and 3 sides. So 3 angle pairs and 3 side pairs. And they are the 3 angles. Now, I can look at this and tell the 3 angles pairs, and I can look at this and see the 3 side pairs. I don't need the diagram. So the first angle pair is angle A is congruent to angle D. They're matched up. The third angle pair is angle B is congruent to angle B. Now, that's a problem. And the problem is here. I don't know what angle B you're talking about. So you have to spell it out. You have to be specific. So I have to say angle ABC is congruent to angle DBC instead of this, because I don't know what angle you're talking about. Now you do. ABC, DBC. Okay? And then the same thing goes for these two angles, this one and this one. Now you can see from the letters the order ABC, ABC, DBC in the angles. See them? And then the last angle pair is going to be angle ACD is congruent. Now look at it. Not ACD, but ACB. ACB is congruent to DCB. So angle ACB and angle DCB. Those are the three angle pairs. And then the three side pairs would be AB, which would be these two, congruent to DB. Do you see how they match up? And then the next side pair would be AC is congruent to DC. See how they match up. And then BC and BC. And that's the reflexive side. Okay? That's that. I know today's lesson for 8th period didn't go great, but that's 3-1. Angle pairs and reflexive property. Corresponding parts in congruent figures. Match them up. Right? Follow the correct order. Order is important. A to B to C. D to B to C. D, B, C. Order is important. All right, have a good day.